Alright guys, welcome back to another reaction video to HARASSED desu. This is apparently about an artist getting cancelled on Twitter apparently again, as usual. Yeah, let's get into it. Link of the channel of Ref's channel and his video in the description. Let's get this
today
going.
we're going to cover some big VTuber and art related drama, but first it is the end of the month, and that means my advanced GG code is boosted until
ads.
August
Let him
4th.
make his ad.
REV30 to get 30% off your advanced GG order. Consider using it on my official flavor jar, Rocket Pop flavor, that has recently returned, to save a good chunk of money on that. All the information for this will be in the pinned comment. So
Ad is finished.
We're going to talk about Kevin today. Kevin is an artist who is a
Kevin
rod for forced controversy and virtue signaling.
Hopefully he's not a minion.
Twitter users. He is someone we've talked about multiple times on this channel. We're going to do it once again today. So Kevin is an artist who makes VTuber assets and also
yeah, I can tell from what I can read. Oh, and he's Canadian.
Made Matara-con,
Matara, Iron Mouse, okay.
And recently, Kevin made this post.
Oh, what did he do?
A ton of drama. So it's captioned, "Do you like Chubby Fit Mitsuri?" And you can see his character.
Chubby Fit. I don't think Twitter will like this term.
Right here, obviously inspired from Demon Slayer, but there'd be a lot of controversy surrounding this use of the phrase chubby fit and what that means. And Kevin would clarify, saying this is what he really meant by the use of that phrase. Basically, it's a skinny girl who has a little bit of a tummy or thicker thighs.
What he essentially means is skinny fat. Because, you know, maybe you didn't know, but you can have the perfect weight and still be fat. Yeah, shocking, I know. Because fat can also mean you have a high body fat percentage in comparison to muscle, which means you are skinny fat.
However,
you look fat.
That there's nearly 4,000
even though you have the correct weight.
Them negative on this post. What is
holy
going on here? Well,
3.7k quotes, 3.7k bookmarks. This is insane. Bro got cooked.
This isn't just about criticism of that use of the phrase chubby fit. This goes way beyond into dogpiling and virtue signaling about this
as usual
artist who made it. And here's a good example of how disingenuous and hypocritical a lot of this outrage is. You have this VTuber saying, "I probably got blocked for politely asking him not to advertise sexual VTuber assets using an underage character to model for it. You know, so people don't accidentally promote / like sexualizing underage characters." And of course, Curry Renji here with the
as usual. As usual, huh? The characters are not real. Not that this character, if she is underage, not to mention that this character is also underage in Demon Slayer. And there she is also fairly sexualized, so interesting.
Great screenshots.
Funny how they go witch hunt artists, but not then the actual show.
The likes may
interesting.
be private, but screenshots are forever. And as he points out on VTuber's other account, they do furry art, and they also have underage characters being sexualized.
Cooked.
The likes of that too, making them a giant hypocrite. But here is the top replies to Kevin's post. You can see this is not curated. This is just the top group here. All of them having thousands of likes and all attacking the same thing. They are all saying this character is not chubby. And one thing you can say is right off the bat, they're arguing over a phrase he didn't use. He used the phrase chubby fit, but every single person here has removed fit from that equation, and now they're arguing.
Am I going to say it? Fuck it, I'll say it. They are self-aware that they are actually chubby. They are in fact chubby. Which is why they feel attacked. That's just my theory though.
Chubby. And you can see some people have a very subjective view of what makes a character chubby. Some people in the quotes are trying to claim this
is not chubby. This is morbidly obese. This is not chubby. This is morbidly obese. This is heart attack, heart failure, death. Look too deep into the chocolate box. Insane. This is not chubby. I could be considered chubby. Well, I guess I have normal weight, but I'm still kind of chubby. Because who would have guessed? High body fat percentage. I'm trying to fix that though. Currently working at it. Again. Lost like 20 kilograms or something, so working at it. This is not chubby.
Chubby. But if you look at this comment right here, I want to single this one out for a second. They say, this body is not chubby. It is a normal and healthy body. Labeling it as such perpetuates harmful stereotypes and unrealistic beauty standards. Posts like this are the reason so many people have body issues.
So for women, body issues come from Instagram. And for men, body issues come from the fitness industry. Not anime. What are these takes, man?
I'm trying to say here, and I mean this with like no flame. I'm not trying to flame this person, but the second you start comparing your real life body
to a fictional animated body, it is over. It is truly over. You might need to seek help.
To an anime character, you lost. Like, you're gonna be disappointed. They're not realistic. Of course, they're.
I'm never gonna look like Vegeta.
In a certain way
because I'm taller than Vegeta. Also.
Perfect as you want. So this is a bad standard to work with, but.
Insane.
Some,
insane behavior.
Here. Like, they're not again super disrespectful. If you go to the quotes, you see crazy stuff. You see dozens of posts like this. This user saying, "I think
ain't no way.
Kill all men at this point." This person saying, "Gay men."
What about women that do this? There are women that... What about the women that say Chris Bumstead and Jason Momoa have dad bods? Should we kill those as well? Insane.
This person saying, "I'm going to take my life in front of you." This person saying chubby in quotes.
That'd be a W, actually.
"Just tell me to gay men myself." This person
True.
saying, "This is why women keep getting diagnosed with eating disorders."
Yeah. Fictional characters. Standards that can never be attained. Interesting. I find these what is it called? Double standards interesting, because if this was a guy, nobody would have complained. First of all, like the character. If it was a guy, nobody would have complained. If it was like, I don't know, what am I watching? I'm rewatching Akamika Kill right now. If it was Tatsumi with a little instead of like fairly muscular, like with a little belly, nobody would have complained. But funny enough, if it's a female character, everybody complains. Also, what about should we complain about like big muscle dudes, for example, in Dragon Ball? Because they promote steroids, apparently, then, in this case.
So you look at these quotes, and there's
God.
Like that, and you're like, wait a second. This isn't just about criticism of the term chubby fit and how it was applied to that character. There's something going on here that's way beyond this. And this whole thing, the amount of...
They made an example out of him.
Post is the result of dogpiling. People want to dogpile on him because it is the flavor of the month. Going after Kevin is something that people see as... popular and safe, and they do it for clout and attention.
Basically.
So it's very obvious, and it's reflected in a lot of the responses like this. So this user captured a screenshot of a tweet that's now deleted from another VTuber where they say, "I am begging the VTuber community to stop using him, Kevin, for rigging, just because of Iron Mouse. I blocked him so long ago for the whistle, and now this stuff comes up." And we're going to hear a lot of conversation about this whistle asset in just a second here. So here's another VTuber saying this. "The chubby model drama with Kevin is pretty obvious he's trying to distract with his new Mitsuri model, so everyone forgets about his previous lolicon models / assets he's done in the past."
It's the lolicon models again. When does this term finally disappear again? What is it?
Like,
what? Oh God.
The word whistle assets. Why make that in the?
I can bet right now that these VTubers probably follow another VTuber who is a lolly. Hot take. In almost every show, even in real life shows, even in anime, what am I talking about? Even in anime, cartoons, whatever, there's probably a character that will fit the description lolly. Will you cancel all of those? Oh no, you won't.
Place, and then this user says,
and I'm not even into lolly. I'm just pointing out the hypocrisy at this point.
So they're referring to an asset that Kevin made a few months ago, this sus buzzer asset. So what's this all about? Well, this came from the music video Lolly God Requiem by Shigeru Ui, a very popular and well-liked VTuber. This video that the asset
don't know anything about it, but 105 million views, so I guess it's
million views on YouTube.
Fairly popular.
But people are not calling out Shigeru Ui, who made this video and this buzzer that inspired the asset, because that would get them backlash. Instead, they attack.
They attack the smaller fish.
By this video,
basically, what they're doing.
Safe.
This is always
whatever they want about Kevin because they want to join in.
You can call this safe harassment if you want.
Their standards are very skewed. They will not call out Shigeru Ui, the video that has over 100 million views, but they will very happily call out Kevin. Now, continuing on in that conversation, this person says, yeah, hope he stops getting work from VShojo at this point. This is disgusting. And then the VTuber responds saying, it would be so embarrassing.
Can I point this out? She calls herself Herbal Hag. We are in an era where hags are now sexualized. You might want to remove that, because, you know, if younger looking women, younger looking anime characters who are of age cannot be sexualized, older women should also not be sexualized.
For at Iron Mouse to get any other assets from him when they have such better choices in artists and riggers. So here is the issue here. It's not just about fair criticism of the term Chubby Fit, like I said. Now they're trying to literally hurt his bottom dollar. They're trying to hurt him financially.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what they're trying to do.
So they won't work with him anymore. That is
he's essentially just the victim of the month, essentially. That's what this is.
Over the years, I think she would be very, very offended by what you're trying to do here. You are trying to shame her into basically bending to your will because you have an issue with some of the assets, the fictional assets that Kevin has made. And again,
I'ma say it always, and I'ma say it again. If you can't differentiate between fiction or reality, you should need to get help.
For some of his assets or the assets themselves, it's fine not to like those things, but just block and move on. But instead of blocking and moving on, you try to attack, shame, and financially hurt him, which is ridiculous. It goes too far. But this whole thing of blocking and moving on, even the people who are either being blocked by Kevin or blocking Kevin themselves are still adding to the dog pile. So this artist right here says, since this is trending, I guess I should share my experience. We were mutuals and he blocked me just for commenting on his post where it was revealed that he literally uses rigging templates. Please support riggers who actually rig from scratch. So this is a very odd thing. I've seen a lot of artists comment on this, and they say using templates like this is very common. In fact, it's working smarter, not harder. Like, this is not something that should be used to shame or criticize Kevin. It's a very unfair thing to do, and it's disingenuous. They're only doing this and trying to demonize it because it's Kevin, and they're trying to attack this guy for attention on Twitter. Here's another...
There are not just like in VTubing, there are so many artists that use templates. Should they not use templates in this case? These arguments are insane. This is peak Twitter again.
So I jokingly checked to see if I was, and I guess I am. I haven't said anything about this creator like once from what I can remember. Maybe a comment from legit months ago, but nothing recent. He has to be looking up his own name and blocking everyone he sees. Not gonna lie, that's childish and cringe as hell. Not everyone's gonna like you, but he's free to...
He's not blocking you because he's childish. He's blocking you because you are... I'm not gonna say it.
block whoever he wants. I'm not upset.
The R word.
I followed him. I just find it funny. Yeah, he's free to block whoever he wants, and I'm not upset. But I'm gonna make a whole paragraph and a tweet.
He can block who he wants. I'm not upset, but I'm upset if he blocks me.
About him blocking me.
That's what this is.
People have freedom of association.
Oh god, this is awful again. I hate this.
If they don't want to talk to you, they don't have to talk to you, or they don't want to engage with your content or have you engage with their content. They're free to block you. That is freedom of association. But it's very odd that you're saying it's childish and cringe to block you while making a whole post talking about it. That is childish and cringe. But people would in the comments say, Kevin is nice, so I don't know. And the VTuber responds saying, I don't think he is. He makes inappropriate assets and demonstrates them on an underage character. He practically scams his clients with his rigs. And I've seen him respond to criticism very negatively most of the time.
Templates are legal.
So there's a lot
No
to
scam.
unpack in a very short statement. So number one, we know what the issue is, okay? It's not about any sort of criticism. It's about the fact that you don't like some of the fictional content he uses with his assets. And on top of that, you make a claim that he is scamming his clients with a practice that is very fair.
Here's my take. Grab them, put them on a chair, bind them to that chair and let them play Blue Archive for the next 20 days. She will come out a new woman. And I've never played Blue Archive before. But I know it has a lot of lolly content.
And on top of that, you say he doesn't respond to criticism well, you know what? If you were in his shoes, I think you wouldn't respond the best all the time too. Because he has literally thousands of people trying to demonize and attack him for clout on Twitter. I doubt you would handle it very well too. But this user would respond saying, honestly, he's been nothing but nice. Claiming he's a scammer, you have any evidence to back that up? Because I'd honestly like to see it. Where they write a whole bunch of word salad and at no point gives any evidence that he's a scammer, basically just saying they have a hunch that he is because they don't like him. Moving on, another person would try this tactic, saying since he's finally catching heat, I'll just...
In Germany, we have a wording. I'm trying to translate it into English. When somebody writes like a huge text, half a Bible, a whole son of a bitch, essentially.
Drop this here, and it's the fact that Kevin is following this End Wokeness account.
Based.
So they're literally follow policing him now. That's how low it is.
Based.
Like, that is the lamest
Based.
thing I've ever seen. A follow
Absolutely
doesn't equal an
based.
endorsement, by the way.
Because we should end wokeness.
Cringe thing to do. Like follow policing, that's super lame, and it's a very weird standard. It's basically saying like you vouch for everything that account says if you follow for them. It's a really weird standard to work with.
I follow Elon Musk, I guess. It's ridiculous.
We see some people respond, and I think an actually productive way. So a lot of people are talking about the definition of chubby, right? And what characters look like chubby, what makes a character chubby. It's obviously a subjective standard. But instead of attacking Kevin over his Chubby Fit post, this person leads by example, and they make their own interpretation of what they think a chubby / plus size model looks like, and they have it right here. However, even this would attract toxicity from people who are angry about Kevin, where this person would say, here, fixed it up for you, here's some key things you got wrong. And
chubby means a little overweight. This is not a little overweight. Because you always have to attribute that to that chubby, first of all, is not always the same for men and women, and it also varies from body type, from top body type. It always also varies from height. This is not chubby. This is overweight again.
I fixed your art moment right here. where the
And
artist
that
would
too.
reply saying, "Look, man, while I very much appreciate your input, I didn't ask for you to directly fix my art. You could have just told me your input without touching my drawing. Chubbiness has different sizes and body shapes to it. It's not a specific shape. I understand if you're not happy
Yeah,
with my
basically.
work, and I happily told people I'll do more body shapes for plus-size models soon, but
Like I said before, these people who fix those arts, they look exactly like that, and they cannot take it when they think that they are chubby, and then somebody else thinks what is chubby. They need to compare their bodies to that art and realize they might not be chubby. They might just be very overweight.
that doesn't give you the right to revise my work, which is a very fair and appropriate
Which,
response to what this
yes,
user was doing.
I'm gonna say it right now. If you're overweight and you are not sick, please fix it. That shit might not harm you right now, but when you are 50, when you are 60, when you are 70, that shit will catch up to you immediately. Please, take care of your health.
Deflect all of the criticism launched at them by saying, "Sorry, I have autism." Well, eventually Kevin would make a
Is this some kind of excuse? I am mentally ill. I'm sorry that I did this. I'm mentally ill. Okay. That's still not an excuse.
follow-up to all of this stuff, explaining what's going on. And
Like, sorry that you have autism, but that's still not an excuse.
Thought process was with all these posts. So Kevin says this: different body standards exist. You are quickly projecting and forcing your own onto others.
That's also important. What might be considered chubby in the United States is not chubby in Poland. It is not chubby in the Netherlands. It is not chubby in Russia. It is not chubby in India. It is not chubby in Japan. Different cultures also influence that.
Weight, and my art style leans towards skinny. I think chubby is super adorable, and my ideal is obviously different from yours.
Yeah, it can be
we all
cute.
have body problems in real life. I don't know you, I don't represent you, nor am I an authority or your therapist. Deal with it. Also, I blocked you because you use slurs, attack, harass, gossip, and accuse me of R-word and pedo. Your profile is filled with vile words, and you clearly don't enjoy my sense of humor. Here is your explanation. Go check the boxes yourself. To my soldiers, stay tuned for more epic content. You ain't seen nothing yet. What I'm about to do
that is
with
based.
this character. In fact, they would make another post after that, jokingly saying, "Guys, what song is this, and why is she? What is she holding? Should I make a VTuber asset?" Obviously, poking fun at the
absolutely based. That is the perfect response.
But anyways, that's gonna do it for this situation. Obviously, another round of unhinged users dogpiling on Kevin because they want clout. At the end of the day, like I said multiple times in this video, it's not about any sort of fair criticism. It's not about actually caring about these specific things.
Isn't.
It's about harassment and dogpiling for attention and clout on Twitter. And Kevin is just the...
You know, for those impressions, no? Huh? That's exactly what this is for.
latest target for people to do that towards. And again, if...
He's just the victim of the month, essentially, what this is.
Post about body shaming and
or the week.
To legitimate bad areas like on Twitter and TikTok where eating disorders are glorified by people in big accounts.
Eating disorders are glorified. Being overweight is glorified. Taking drugs is glorified. This is especially the case in some German Twitter circles. Drugs are essentially, they're glorified. What else is there glorified? Harassment, doxing. There's a bunch of things that are glorified on Twitter.
Anorexia, like people literally starving themselves to death. There is,
like, literally, what else is there? Faking mental illness.
a lot of really bad people in those spaces, and I wish they would direct their attention towards those legitimate bad actors instead of Kevin, who's just making a VTuber asset and model and using a term Chubby Fit that people are misinterpreting and chopping off at just Chubby.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Pretty much, yes.
That's going to do it for this video. I'll put a link to Kevin's account in the description. Make sure to check it out. Check out his VTuber assets and his art as well. But that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys all enjoyed.
I did. So my full take. The people that were complaining about this, they themselves likely are either virtue signaling or they are chubby themselves, chubby in quotations, and when somebody else makes chubby art and it doesn't fit their body standard of what a chubby person is, they get offended because they feel like their body is being attacked. But that's just my opinion. Like, I myself I would consider myself chubby even though I'm like 5'7", 73 kilograms. High body fat percentage, I guess. But that's just me. I don't feel really attacked about this stuff. Yeah. Again, guys, if you can't differentiate between reality and fiction, get a therapist or log off of Twitter. That's it for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys.